everyone, John here from the Four Brewers podcast, and I'm back with another beer. Today we're drinking a beer that's local to me. This is from Redlands, California, out of Ritual Brewing Company. This is Double Dab. This is part of their Dank Goodness series. It's a double IPA, 9% alcohol by volume, so it's definitely a double IPA. Really don't know much about this beer. I know that Ritual just got into canning not too long ago, and they also just got into hazy IPA not too long ago, which, without getting too deep into it, one of the owners at Ritual was very hesitant to brew that style of beer back when it was just coming up as being like a trendy beer, and they finally succumbed and realized that it's actually a pretty good beer style, and they've actually brewed one, I think, for about 6 months now, so that's good to see. Anyway, like I said, don't have much from Ritual on the show or on the YouTube channel, but they do make excellent IPA, excellent beer in general, but specifically IPA too. So let's open this up, check it out. Okay, so that's looking really nice. It's got a very, very slight haze to it, but it's a nice orange-yellow color, more on the orange side, or maybe a dark yellow, I'd say, with a slight tint of orange. Looks really nice. Got a nice bright white head on there that is not slow to dissipate. I always love seeing that. Looks really, really good. Yeah, like I said, Ritual knows what they're doing when it comes to making beer. So let's see what it smells like. All right, so it's definitely got that dank edge to it. It's got like that deep hop aroma that it kind of burns a little bit. It's not the booziness coming through. It's like that hop burn you get on the aroma, kind of like what you would get from like older school big hoppy beers. Not that this is coming off like an old school hoppy beer, because I'm not getting a whole lot of like malt character on the nose, but it's got that big like clenching hop bite. Yeah, a little bit of an earthiness thing coming through also. Citrus vibes coming off of this. Nothing that's too striking or jumping out of the glass, but it's very reminiscent of like a standard West Coast IPA, I'd say. A little bit of a spice note on there too, I think. I don't know where exactly that's coming from. I don't know what hops are in this. And you do get a little tiny bit of the malt character coming through, kind of like a, I don't know, like a what's the right way to say it? Like, I guess kind of like rye bread kind, maybe that's the spice I'm getting. I don't know. It's some kind of malt aroma that isn't like biscuit or any kind of a lighter malt like that. Yeah, I guess it's got like that caramel edge to it, kind of like that darker bread kind of vibe going on, even though this is clearly not a dark beer or is supposed to have any of those malt characteristics, but that's what I'm getting from it. So I'm assuming there's a little bit of like some kilned malt in here, like giving it that bit of a caramel edge. By no means is it like over the top, like, Northwest IPA, old school IPA kind of thing. It's balanced, but overall this has that very typical West Coast nose, although it's not jumping out of the glass very much, but it does smell very good. So let's see what it tastes like. Yeah. Again, citrus vibes on the hops. Not too bitter, actually. It's actually pretty well balanced for what it is, like being a double IPA. But you get a kind of a grapefruit edge on the hops for sure. Finish is nice and dry. Man, that's really good. Like, that is really, really drinkable for like 9% alcohol. Like, it's dangerously good. It does have a lingering bitterness for sure. But the hops, like I said, it's more on that citrus edge. You don't get like the dankiness that you get on the nose necessarily with the flavor on this. It's more of like a lighter, I don't know, like a lighter, fruitier kind of thing happening, but it does have a lingering bitterness. I can still taste the bitterness in the center of my tongue. So, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, it's a West Coast IPA, it's double IPA, fucking bring it. I think that lingering bitterness also is kind of a little bit of a lingering kind of booziness too. And for this being 9%, it's not overly sweet, because you do get like that perceived sweetness, or it's not a perceived sweetness, it's a sweetness you do get from those higher alcohols that are in beer, because alcohol is sweet. And they did a good job of not overdoing it with the alcohol and then like under attenuating it, or not letting it ferment out enough so where it's, a little too sweet and syrupy. Like I said, it's dry, great mouthfeel, great carbonation, lingering bitterness. I would definitely buy like a 4-pack of this, no problem, and enjoy it over a weekend. Like it's an excellent beer. So I'm glad to see that Ritual is out there doing things like this, getting away from the big 22-ounce bombers. I think a lot of breweries are seeing the writing on the wall with those. Not that they're dead or anything, because there's still plenty of them out there. But as far as a format goes, like especially for a double IPA, a 16-ounce can is just perfect. Like, yeah, 22 ounces, it's not that much more than 16, but when you're dealing with beers that are like 10, 11%, 9% in this case, you know, it does add up, and maybe you don't want to drink 22 ounces of a double IPA. So having it split up in like a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans is way better, I think, than a bomber, or I mean, even if it was like 12-ounce bottles, that'd be cool with me too. So another great beer from Ritual. Like again, I'm really happy to see where they're going with these cans, and I think they're kind of turning things around from getting away from those older styles, even though this isn't like a new style, but they're getting away from those tried and true styles, and they're kind of, you know, dipping their toe in other areas, and you know, with the hazy IPAs and stuff like that, but also making beers like this that are just continually awesome. So great job, Ritual. Great job, Ritual. Thanks for watching another video. We'll see you next time.